I have returning guests on the show. The last time I talked with these two, they were living the life in the RV, and we'll get into that right now. But I'd like to welcome Rene and Jim, Rene Agredano and Jim Nelson, founders of Tripawds. It's tripawds.com now, I see, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having us back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
And you guys are now, where are you guys located right now? You're stationary right now, right?
For winter, we're in Southern California, where it's 70 degrees outside right now, and we're basically hiding from winter out here.
That's totally fine, because I wish I could do that right now. Well, it's not quite winter here. We got some warming stuff, but it's going to hit winter very soon here.
Yeah.
But I want to talk to you guys about Tripawds and the whole story, because it's been a while since you've been on the show. And so why don't we just talk about the origins of Tripawds? And so for anyone just tuning in right now, Tripawds is, when I talked to you guys last, it was a community of 10,000. And I just hit your website recently. It's a community of almost 15,000 now. And it's just phenomenal. It's a place for people with three-legged pets, whatever they may be. If they need a community, a forum, advice, there's about gear, nutrition, medical advice, everything's there that I think is phenomenal. And I think it's a great resource that I send my clients to. But how did this all begin?
It's hard to believe that all of this even exists, because, if you would have asked me 10 years ago if we were managing the largest online pet amputee community, I would have laughed. But it all began because our first dog, Jerry, lost a leg to cancer. I mean, he was our heart and soul dog, and he was our chief fun officer of our business. He kept us sane during those busy days, and we were hiking all the time, and we were on a Pacific Coast section of the Pacific Coast Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, and we came home after a nice long weekend in the woods, and he started limping. He jumped out of the truck and just let out a yelp. And he was diagnosed with dysplasia as a puppy. So he was 8 years old. We thought, he's getting old, time to lighten up. But we went back and forth with a veterinarian who swore it was arthritis, prescribed an NSAID, okay for a couple weeks, and he started limping again, and it looked like he's limping on the other leg, until finally one of his vet techs said, you might want another opinion. And we're glad we did that, because that next opinion said, I don't know, but this looks odd. You should go to UC Davis. This could be cancer. And we didn't even know dogs got cancer at the time. And sure, Davis was 6 hours away, but we went down there, and within a few weeks, we were facing decisions of amputation for him.
It was unthinkable. What? He's going to lose a leg? Why are you even recommending that? How can a dog be happy on three legs? I mean, all these crazy things were going through our mind. Like, it had never occurred to us that getting rid of the leg would be getting rid of the pain. But the vets there were really great, and they explained to us how it would work. And after a little bit of debate, we decided to give it a try, and our whole life changed.
Well, we almost didn't do it, because there was a lot of clinical information out there, and there was kind of a listserv out there that exists, but there was no real community of support with other people that have been through this. So we found on YouTube a video of a Great Dane digging up a gopher with one front leg. We thought, if he can do it, Jerry can do it. Next thing you know, we have a three-legged dog and a business that we're running and kind of burnt out on, and we get the news, he's gonna live, 4 to 6 months. It got rid of the pain, but it didn't get rid of the cancer. It's gonna come back. And Rene one day said, I got an idea. Let's sell the business, sell the home, let's buy an RV, let's travel the country together and enjoy this final time. And that's what we did, and we planned for a year off, and that was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So then Tripawds happened.
In the meantime, we started blogging to chronicle Jerry's condition, because friends and family wanted to know how he was doing, and we just kind of put it out there to say, hey, this is what life looks like with our three-legged dog. And pretty soon those blog posts started getting the attention of other pet owners, and they started emailing us questions, and we were like, whoa, we don't know anything about pugs with mast cell cancer or anything like that. So Jim put discussion forums up, and that's when it really started taking off, because people were able to connect with others whose dog or later cat had the same condition, same side of limb amputation, all that sort of thing. And as the forums grew, we started putting more veterinary approved content out there because we're not vets and we didn't want to give bad information. So we started looking towards vets like you to help give us some answers about what to expect, both with mobility and cancer treatment and things like that.
So we basically, at this point, it's 2007, 2008. We're on the road in an RV, traveling the country, making the most of life with Jerry, got the discussion forums, and we wanted to create a platform where other people could share their nutrition plans, their prognosis, and their results to kind of, you know, put that all out there. We just had one type of dog with one type of cancer. So next we did a live chat room. People could go in any time of day and chat with others. And then the next big step was posting blogs for people. So we had our blog and we shared Jerry's nutrition plan and that sort of thing. But I created a platform where people could start their own blogs and post their photos and videos and results of their plans. And you know, here we are 12 years later, and we now host 1,500 three-legged dog and cat blogs for people. So
I know.
Someone hops in the chat room and has a pug with Masso, we say, you got to go see Maggie's blog, or a Great Dane with, you would go see Nova's blog, that sort of thing.
That's phenomenal, and I need to point out that it's just the two of you doing all of this and developing it from the beginning, and I think that's phenomenal. And you brought up a couple great comments. You know, I always tell my clients that a second opinion, a third opinion are always more than valid. I take the approach as a practitioner that 2 heads are better than 1, 3 heads are even better than that. So always getting that second opinion, especially when you're dealing with a very delicate, incredibly you know, emotionally devastating sort of news, that I think it's phenomenal to get that sort of opinion there. And you guys picked the best place. I mean, UC Davis for 2 years in a row has been ranked the best vet school. So I think it's a great place to be. One of my buddies, he's a graduate from UC Davis. He's a surgeon, phenomenal guy. So I think it's all it's just all great, and the community has benefited from that. Rene Agredano, right? I just want to make sure I get the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Jim, I don't know if
Nelson's
I got this
pretty
right.
easy.
Nelson?
Nelson, yeah.